from the heart of Dubai, where tomorrow is being built today, to the world. Welcome to the CTO Show with Mehmet. Here, we redefine technology and reimagine possibilities. With Mehmet, delve into the riveting realms of AI, cybersecurity, and digital technology. Experience the thrilling highs and lows of startups. Immerse yourself in the spirit of entrepreneurship and witness the future of business innovation being written in real time. Now, without further ado, let's tune in and explore the future.
Hello and welcome back to a new episode of the CTO Show with Mehmet. Today, I'm very pleased to have with me Yandong. Yandong, thank you very much for being with me on the show today. You've got a very rich background, and I don't like to steal the lights from my guests, so I would keep it to you to introduce yourself.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for having me, Mehmet, on your show. It's an honor. My name is Yandong Liu. I'm the CTO and the co-founder of Connectly. I guess we can talk about Connectly a little bit later. First, quickly about myself. I was born and raised in China. Then I studied computer science in college. I grew an interest in computer science and AI fairly early on. After college, I came to the States to pursue a PhD in computer science at Carnegie Mellon University. I was doing like all kinds of like research. I was actually publishing, but more like on the theoretical side. After graduation, I moved to Silicon Valley, like many people did. I started working at various tech companies. For example, I first worked as a researcher in the Yahoo Research, sort of continuing my academia life, publishing, all that. Then after Yahoo, I went to Uber. In 2014, while Uber was really growing through some explosive growth. After Uber, I became CTO of Strava, the popular fitness app. I was managing everything technical there. Then after Strava, I started Connectly.
Great, to know about you more, Yandong, and what a career, I would say. So, the question that came to my mind, for this journey, so you started more into the academia and then you shifted to more like, let's say, the practical part of it. And this is something we don't see much, honestly. Like we see usually people who go into the academic career, they stay there and they rarely go out, from there. What was, the moment that you felt you said, okay, I need to take this now to the real world? So what was the motive behind that?
Yes, that's a very good question. I was very interesting, more like academia, life work. I was planning to become a professor if I'm not doing this. But of course, I shifted my mind many years ago. I was still interested in the theoretical and designing aside of that, especially when it comes to machine learning and AI. But I was more fascinated with the potential of AI of transforming real world interactions and making a real world impact. So that's why I'm doing this. I'm always looking for real world application out of AI. I use messaging every day, so when the two you combine the two ideas, that was pretty exhilarating to me. The concept of starting something new from the ground up, when you have the freedom to innovate and push boundaries, that was all very, very attractive. So that's why when I had this opportunity of starting something new like Connectly, I decided to let's just do it.
I always enjoy listening to such inspiring stories, Yandong, because I was not like in the academia in the sense as a professor, but because I was working for a university in the technology department, and I had to interact a lot with the professors. And sometimes I was telling them, guys, like, we have these really cool ideas. Would it be nice if you take it out? And so the thing, I really liked your story because you stepped out of a comfort zone, as they say. Because, and now we'll talk a little bit about the work you do with Connectly, because it needs really a brave heart, to go into this world. But uh, what inspired you actually to choose, of course, you've done a lot of work before, but to take, the path of AI powered conversational commerce? Like, why did you choose this specifically? What was the problem that you see or the opportunity that you have identified?
Yeah, absolutely. So, um, Connectly is all about creating this meaningful one-to-one relationships between business and their customers through the power of messaging. I'm a big fan of messaging. I use WhatsApp, I use iMessage, I use sometimes SMS when everything else is not available. I think you do it too. I mean, I pretty much that's what I see, right? Everyone loves and uses messaging every day. It's probably safe to say that everyone has one or more chat apps, phone or on the phone.
True.
We use them every day, right? We use messaging to stay in touch with our family and friends, and the experience has been great. And we've been doing more and more things like video calls, audio calls. That's all great. But on the other hand, the potential of business messaging is largely untapped. I, we don't really do much, we don't really talk to business via messaging. Whenever we would like to get in touch, we probably still need to make phone calls, email them, go to web chat, sometimes even through form submission. Sometimes is when we try to get help, right? So, which is really not great, in my opinion. All those often don't work. You try to get a hold of them on the phone. You have to wait for 10-20 minutes if you're lucky, and then you have to, oh, how do I spell my name? I have to read out my credit cards. I have to repeat myself. Oh, sorry. You're not talking about the billing. Let me transfer you. Now you just repeat your whole story again. All those are not great. So we here we see, on the other hand, messaging is a far superior experience. It's uh, asynchronous is two ways. You don't have to, stop whatever you're doing. You just kind of fire and forget, and that's great. And companies are building new capabilities every day, right? They can manage your appointments. You can run payments, all that. So here I'm pretty excited about bridging the gap, using messaging and transform this into a powerful and efficient way of business interactions. So, and also we're focusing a lot on conversational commerce, like you pointed out. So the idea is to allow people to be able to like browse a product catalog, get product recommendations, ask all kinds of questions, and eventually finalize the payment, finalize the transaction, right, by running payments to have the full end-to-end shopping experience without downloading. I don't like like the idea of downloading and managing an app for every single brand alike. Probably the merchants think the same way too, right? They don't want you to do all the additional work. They just want to uh, uh, be able to engage and do business with you. So that's why we're pretty excited about this idea to bring the full shopping experience to messaging and without people doing the extra work.
That's really cool. And to your point, yeah, especially in the place where I'm living in Dubai and Middle East, actually we do, and because maybe you're very familiar with these chatting apps, but people sometimes get surprised. I tell them, believe it or not, we do business transactions and business negotiations over these chatting apps. And the reason is because it's convenient, like you have the phone in your pocket, all what you need to do to type. And then, as you said, because it's asynchronous, people can wait, they don't have, it's not like, and for some reason, people love it more than email. For
I
some
hope so.
reason, yeah. No, I can tell you here in the region where I'm living, it's the standard. Like business, really, sometimes it's run fully on WhatsApp. I've seen this or other like
Yes.
chat applications. So 100% on this one. Now, I know the question is obvious, but I love to hear it from you. Now, because you have also the factor of AI into the picture. So how this is different, and on from let's say these bots that we see, they put them in customer support. So how do you differentiate from that perspective?
Well, first we focus a lot on like marketing and transactions and you know uh, getting product recommendations, all that. So we're not doing much customer support today, which is a different business. The second is um, we do use AI probably similarly everywhere in this whole messaging experience. What I describe is it's pretty everyone loves it, but it has to work. Where sometimes we all got frustrated by the mentioned the chat app, chat bot experience, and or you build a nice tools and platforms. Now you have to hire a couple of human agents to help. And uh, on the other hand, we like to introduce this new use case and to businesses and their customers without adding a new work. Hopefully, we can automate actually minimize the work. So this is where AI is playing a big role. And for example, I can give you a couple of examples why I think our solution is going to be great for a lot of
Sure.
people. One is marketing. All businesses need to do some marketing work, and they often make like marketing campaigns, all that for different events, holidays, or even promotions, right? So traditionally, if you run it for email or others, you have to really design everything, generate the copy, find the images, decide who you sent to, and all that. So lots of work. Here we use AI to almost fully automate. We have a product called one-click campaigns. Uh, you just tell us what your goal is. For example, maybe you're a retailer, you're trying to promote, I don't know, skincare products to your new user who recently signed up, right? You just tell us, oh, I'm doing this, and the AI will do the rest. AI will generate the text, generate the images, and adding buttons, because WhatsApp, all the and other similar platforms, they have very rich experiences. They have buttons, highly interactive. And now the beauty of our marketing campaigns is they're not one turn, but multiple turns. So they can, for example, the first message, oh, we have this great promotion. By the way, everything is personalized. So people find it very relevant. People like this kind of experience. Oh, do you want to know more? Or you want to opt out? If you want to know more, we show more messages, and you can have a conversation with our AI. You can get product recommendations. You have different questions before making the purchase decisions. So people really like this kind of decisions. We're kind of also creative in this process. We have, for example, sometimes we gamify, we have some gamification, which is really kind of unique and interesting compared to this traditional marketing approaches. One example we had is we can gamify the marketing campaigns. Like we make one like, oh, do you know when, I don't know, XYZ company was founded? Then we show a couple of options and as buttons, right? Just a simple tap. If you got it right, we give you 10% off. I think we really see this as a unique way of engaging customers, and the ROI is great compared to email. Others ROI has been huge. But this is not easy, right? If you do it, need to do it manually. But with the AI, because we scrape, we have lots of data about your business. We know a lot. Everything can be automated.
this is again, it's resonating with me as a consumer. I always think about it, and unfortunately, some retailers, because I know you focus on retailers and e-commerce, so they got it wrong, and you see this. They copy paste the same thing. So you're telling me here I will get some personalized aspect based maybe on some of the information on some of the transactions that I have done before with you as the merchant, right? So now this is one part, but other than this, and because we're talking here about the retail customer experience. So, in your opinion, other than the few things points you mentioned, what other gaps you think Connectly is also aiming to bridge in addition to this?
Well, personalization is a big part of it. Other than that, there is a data gap. We need to know a lot about your business uh, in order to personalize that. We all like that experience, but we need to know a lot about your products, business, your audience, not only to personalize the message, but personalize the cohorts, right? All that, and that's one. Another challenge, as I see here, is integrations. Our goal is always to make a plug and play turnkey solution. You can start your first campaign in 5 minutes, 5 minutes, something like that. But to build the full solution, we need to build lots of integrations into the platform. For example, we need to know where to get your product information. We need to know where to fetch your audience information. And not only we make those great campaigns and allow people to purchase, but we need to pass the data back. We need to show you great analytics. We need to pass some of the insights back to your system. Today, nothing works in isolation. To make this fully automatic, we need to build lots of integrations, marketing, billing, ticketing, customer support, payments. So we're doing all of those.
Yeah, that's great also, Yandong, to know about this. And this is for anyone in this space, especially retail, e-commerce, like you should have a look, I would say. Because I think, Yandong, do you see this is not something optional anymore for retailers? I think this is a must have, because otherwise they will be left behind. And I'm asking you this because also I want to see your view how things are going to move in the future. Like now, it's like the customer experience, I would say. But where are you seeing this conversational AI taking us in the future?
Well, it's already happening as we speak, especially from where the WhatsApp or messaging is already heavy as an important part of life, such as Latin America, Southeast Asia, the Middle East. We also have a lot of clients from the Middle East and Europe, right? I fully agree. I think that businesses should be actively thinking about adding this as one additional growth channel. It's already happening. It's highly efficient. ROI is great compared to some other communication channels. Very effective. I see people not only engaging but actually converting, just finishing purchasing all that. Plus, it's very easy to get started, right? So you don't need to develop a new website, new app, or have developers, all that. Plus, hopefully, most of the work is automated. Um, Especially for mid to smaller retailers, right? So if you're large, you might be able to afford building your own app and running your own marketing campaigns, and especially those data driven. It's not easy, right? It's not like you can do everything manual. uh, you have to using lots of data points to optimize your campaigns, optimize your audiences, all that, but not uh, every business is able to do that, especially the smaller ones. They don't really have any resources or energy to do that. And here we really building a plug and play platform. So to enable the smaller ones, so that if you're Shopify or some other big techs platform users, you just um, come to our platform through a few clicks. You're good to go, and it's always on, right? We decide through the whole user journey. If you recently signed up, we send you this message. If you're highly engaged, we send you something different. If you are less active, we send you some messages to re-engage you. Everything is automatic, and you don't have to go to the. Plus, the experience, why experience is better is we all receive the like marketing emails, like you said. First, they're not personalized, which very cookie cutter. And the first thing I saw is to unsubscribe. So that's a big difference. Second is even if when I'm interested, I click on it, I'm redirected to the website. I log it back in, adding the things to the card, I apply the coupon code, I finalize, right? Which is not really great, especially on the phone. And here on WhatsApp, oh, you saw this, you like it. Oh, tap, I'm good to go. I'm ready to buy. You know everything about me. You know my mailing address. You probably have a credit card already on the profile. You just need a confirmation from me and to purchase with this number ending with 1234. You're done, right? So I think this is going to be a great experience for everyone.
Yeah, like you mentioned a couple of things which are very important actually about, again, it's back to the personalization. And happy that you answered one question I had in mind. So it doesn't matter, even if they are small, because you talked about the data point, but I can understand that you can help them actually, even if they are small, to build the system for them, which is great. Now, one word you kept repeating, and I'm happy you are repeating it actually, which is automation. Because I talk a lot about automation and I tell people, you know, of course, AI is the buzzword, but, in my opinion, the power is in automation. Of course, there is a power in AI. I'm not denying this. But I love that you mentioned this. And, how do you see, like, if you want to judge, let's say, on a technology in general, like, which is more important, to say like it's AI powered, or actually it's to say it's automated?
Yes, automation is the key. I agree. We all love great results, but nobody wants to do the work. Let's be honest, myself included. Uh, the more that we can automate, the better. So here, of course, we automate a lot through AI. I kept saying that, but also a lot from other like integrations and workflow management, which is actually very, very important. For example, if you can just set up the work, a user journey once, and it's always on, it's there doing the work, it's a dream scenario, right? You don't have to come back to our platform every day and make a new marketing campaigns and engage people. It's sort of doing the work automatically, and while end users are enjoying the experience, our work is turning the messages into revenue, right? That's the goal. For example, like I mentioned, if we detected, oh, you are asking for product recommendations, then our AI module is triggered, and then we'll looking for recommendations in the back end, fetch the latest and recommending relevant items to you, right? Or you're looking for, I don't know. Sometimes I often, after I get started with a very vague idea rather than knowing what I'm looking for, it's not like a one click, right? It's not always what you're doing. It's just looking for to purchase with the best price. Often I don't know what I'm buying. For example, maybe I'm buying a sweater for my wife, but I need a recommendation, right? I give the bot, our AI, my budget, the color preferences, all that, and I get a couple of items. Then I give AI some feedback. Oh, I like the style, but do you have something more affordable? I got more recommendations, right? All that. And then I have follow-ups. Is this machine washable? Very, very common. I do it actually all the time. I look for such detailed information, but only through the fine print, right? I go to Amazon, I go to that, I go through every little detail. Maybe sometimes I go to YouTube for a couple product reviews, but it's very time consuming. I don't necessarily do that every time because we don't have the I don't have the energy. But our AI pre-scan all such information. So instead of just doing all the work, you can just ask our AI and get all those information answered. So I think this is a great experience. And follow-ups, right? Is you can ask the AI, oh, after place where's my order? The AI knows we need to have a like this is getting a little technical, but AI is able to uh, 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 have a API call to the third party, a backend, fetch the order information, and push it back to the client, WhatsApp, iMessage, right? So this is all examples of automation. I believe this is the key to success.
100%. And like a couple of months back, I was running these kind of educational series, about, especially when the AI started to appear more, with ChatGPT and all things. I was telling people it's not only about the generative AI itself, it's the power of automating it. And I said, if you don't use automation, like you're losing a lot actually. And like just but what you mentioned now, so you described it, you know, perfectly. What is the pain today for the consumer or for the client? And every one of us live this. And you are bringing the in-store experience, when you have the assistant and you can go and talk to them. So I'm bringing this to this world. So I love it. And by the way, what, one thing also, it's matter of fun, just to throw some fun here. When you said about the email that comes to you and you unsubscribe, which I think 99% of people they do. The funny thing is people which they get it wrong because they didn't implement it the right way. So I start to see these messages, and there's a small note at the end saying, "Hey, this message was partially written with AI," and it seems that they are using it in a not, I would say, proper way. The message is no one, I'm sure, had the time to maybe read it even once. Because just I will give you an example. I received just today an email such, title is nice, the subject of the email is good, it's catchy, but the way they tried to personalize it, they relied on an old data of mine. So they were talking about previous place where I used to work, and I said, okay, now they scraped the data from somewhere. It's not so of course I unsubscribe because still, but I love what you're doing, Yandong, here because it's something a little bit different. Now, I want to switch a little bit gears and talk about the fact that being a co-founder, and then because I know that recently you have and congratulations on that, raised your Series A. So how is this experience to be into this startup ecosystem, going talk to VCs, investors? So how was this experience from your side?
Oh man, that's been quite a journey. Doing a startup, it's you can tell it's quite different from working at a large company. But it's been fun. A lot of learning. Um, it's well, it's well. Fortunately, I been CTO a couple of times, and I've navigated through different phases of growth. I've been through some early stage. I've been through some rapid expansion growth. So that helped me a lot. I was able to bring a lot of experience into the job. That's one. And I've been fortunately on both sides of AI, including both the designing and also application building. So that was good. But yeah, as a startup, it's by definition we face new challenges every day, right? Even we talk about this great shopping experience. The For example, it's not we didn't encounter any challenges. Give you one example is data issue, all that, right? This happen every day. You know, it's all very pretty to describe the experience. In reality, you have to deal with, for example, the data is missing. The merchant has a million different ways of describing the same size and color, right? You can imagine, especially working across different merchants. All those small, issues combined, it become big problems, right? You have to really be able to address those every day. Plus, the fundraising, all that, it's we all know that it's not exactly easy to raise these days. I'm very glad that we're able to do that because of our strong growth, our vision, and strong team, all that. So, and hiring, I spent lots of time hiring and building. Speaking of AI, we put together a very strong AI team. We hired some of the best talent for the market. Um, we're building with some of the latest technologies, including GPT-4, GPT-4 Turbo from OpenAI, Palm 2 from Google. And we're also planning to roll out our own models because we have lots of data. We have a huge amount of unique data where we have full performance feedback, right? This is very unique in my opinion. I want to spit a little bit more to it. Lots of people, they build AI applications, but they don't necessarily have the performance feedback, or how the data is used, how much performance the data is bringing, or how much help its data is doing for the business. On the other hand, for us, for every single message, we know exactly if the message was opened, read, clicked on, if the people actually purchased something from the message, and how much, if they did, how much was the value, right? We have the full performance feedback. So that will enable us to build a fully tailored model other than those foundation models. Those models are great. We're going to continue tuning them, but I think to have the full experience, to fully tailor the experience for our customers, we need to eventually build our own models. So that's some of the challenges we're facing by doing a startup. But I'm enjoying this. I'm building something new that people enjoy using. Our business growing day over day. I'm very happy with the progress so far.
That's great to hear. And, it's good that you mentioned the challenges, because this is one of the things also I wanted to ask you. And thank you for mentioning this. And it's an eye opener what you mentioned. And this is, especially for the techie people who listen to the show, about, I love the approach you took. So you relied on the available large language models like GPT-4 and Palm and so on, but you are building your own. Because, this is the question I always ask, especially if I'm talking to CTO or CPO on the show. And even sometimes I ask people who are like just from the business side and say, how comfortable are you in relying on a third party at the end of the day? Because, there are like plenty of applications now that are built on OpenAI, basically, and if OpenAI API goes down, like everything goes down, right? So it's a good also eye opener. Now, Yandong, as almost we're coming to an end, like now I have also part of the audience, a lot of first time founders and, I would say new entrepreneurs or fresh graduates. So if you want to, we want to keep with them kind of some wisdom words, what you can tell us.
Uh, it's a very good question, Mehmet. So I've been thinking this a lot myself, and especially I'm a first-time founder too. And to be honest, I'm learning a lot as we go. But if I had to have to think of one piece of advice, I would say that uh, now everyone is building something with AI, right? So, but you really need to figure out the one problem, one significant problem that AI can actually help with. That's the key. We shouldn't be doing AI because everyone is doing AI, or that's the way you think you can raise money, or because the technology is getting so good. Oh, I have to add it to my product. You really need to identify one problem that AI can help uh, address, and you need to build a winning product to address that need. In my opinion, either need to make life easier, minimize work, or completely get rid of the work, or 10x the outcome. In our case, actually both, right? So, one click, all that, always on. So this is the key, and then you build a sustainable business, right? But and the only one to only way to achieve to the only way to build a sustainable business is customers find it valuable. That's it. That's my simple recipe. Hope that helps.
You're not only cracked it, I would say, as they say it in English, but it's like spot on, really. And this is why we keep repeating it on the show again and again. And I don't see any harm in repeating it. So you just summarized in a very nice way, and I would say in a simple layman terms, as they say. Like no one could not, say, "Oh no, I didn't understand what Yandong is saying." So thank you very much about the product market fit. So you're solving a real problem, and you explain what this problem, how you're solving it, like what's the outcome, 10x or save time, 100%, and the way to build things. So all are these very valuable and great insights, I would say. So, Yandong, final thing, where people can find more about you and about Connectly.
Yes, they can go to connectly.ai to find more information about the business, and they're very welcome to find me on LinkedIn, send me a connection request if they want to get in touch, or my email, Yandong, YANDONG, at connectly.ai.
Great. I will make sure I will put this information in the show notes. Again, thank you very much, Shandong, for the time today and for this great conversation. I really enjoyed it. I learned a lot also about how AI can benefit us in the retail and e-commerce business. And this is something what I love because it's a like close to my heart when we talk about also small businesses. So it's good to see that we can leverage AI not only for the big things, also on the small scale as well. So thank you very much for sharing this. And I advise everyone to go and check on connectly.ai. The URL will be in the show note. And as usual, this is how I end my episodes. So for the people who are here the first time, if you're listening on your favorite podcasting app, don't forget to subscribe. And if you're watching this, also don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. And if you are one of the loyal followers, thank you again for all your comments, all your feedback, all your suggestions. I read them all. And thank you for continuing supporting the show. And again, I repeat this at the end of every episode, I know. But if you're interested to be on the show, if you have that great idea, you're doing something really different and you want to share it with the rest of the world, this is a very open place where we can, have a casual chat as we did with Yandong today. So don't hesitate to reach out to me and we can arrange this. Thank you very much for tuning in, and we'll meet very soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Hit that subscribe button. Share the show with your tech-savvy friends and fellow entrepreneurs. And leave us a review on your favorite podcast app. Your support means the world to us.